Welcome back to the Talking Money with Nozi podcast. I'm your host, Nozi. Please remember that the information shared here is for educational and entertainment purposes only. This podcast should not be considered financial advice. Please consult with a certified financial planner before making any major financial decisions. In our last episode, we talked about the basics of the stock market. I talked about how investing in individual stocks can be rewarding, but also risky. And I touched on the importance of diversification. I ended the episode by highlighting ETFs as an easy way to diversify your investments across many companies and sectors on the stock market. But what exactly are ETFs and how do they work? Let's dive into that today. ETFs, or exchange traded funds, are investment funds that are sold on the stock market just like individual shares. Think of ETFs as a fruit salad of shares. Imagine you're eating a fruit salad. You get pieces of different fruits like apples, oranges, bananas, grapes, strawberries, pineapples, etc., all in one bowl. In the same way, you can buy an ETF that holds shares of multiple companies, providing you with instant diversification. For example, an ETF might include shares of Vodacom, Shoprite, Capitec, Sanlam, Clicks, Anglo-American, Sasol, and many more, all bundled together in one investment vehicle. Now, you might be wondering, so how does this work? Well, when you buy an ETF, you're essentially buying a small piece of the entire portfolio of shares that the ETF holds. This allows you to gain exposure to a wide range of companies and sectors without having to buy each share individually. ETFs come in different flavors, catering to different investment preferences and strategies. ETFs can focus on specific sectors or themes such as technology, bonds, property, financials, industrials, healthcare, and more. For example, let's say you are optimistic about the technology sector and believe in the growth potential of tech companies. You might consider investing in a technology ETF. Another example is if you are looking for stable income, you could consider bond ETFs. Or if you are interested in real estate, there are property ETFs available. However, you need to be careful when choosing your ETFs. While thematic ETFs can give you targeted exposure to specific sectors or themes that you are passionate about, they also come with higher risk. For example, imagine pouring all your money into the property sector through an ETF, expecting it to outperform other sectors, only for it to be outshined by the financial sector or another industry. That's why it is wise to start with broad market ETFs. Broad market ETFs, as the name suggests, cover a wide range of shares from different sectors. I believe that broad market ETFs should be the core of your investment portfolio so that you get diversified exposure to the entire market. This approach helps to reduce the risk of putting all your eggs in one basket. Now, let's look at examples. For broad market exposure, you might consider ETFs like a JSE Top 40 ETF, which would give you broad exposure to shares from different sectors on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. There's the S&P 500 ETF, which gives you broad exposure to shares from different sectors on the New York Stock Exchange in America, or an MSCI World ETF, which gives you broad exposure to shares from different sectors in developed markets. The lovely thing is that you can buy these local and international ETFs right here in South Africa. If you already have broad market ETFs in your portfolio, and you want to explore thematic ETFs, you can safely go ahead. Examples of thematic ETFs are ETFs like the Satrix FINI ETF, which is a financial sector ETF. There is the Satrix Indy ETF, which is an industrial sector ETF. There is the Satrix Resi ETF, which is a mining or resources sector ETF. There is the Signia Global Prop ETF, which is a global property ETF, and so on and so on. I hope you get the picture. By the way, guys, I'm not saying you should buy these ETFs that I've mentioned. I'm just giving examples. Remember that while thematic ETFs can offer potential upside in specific sectors, broad market ETFs will provide stability and diversification in your portfolio. I would rather have broad market ETFs only in my portfolio rather than having sector-specific ETFs only, because I'll get more exposure with my broad market ETFs. Okay, that wraps up today's episode on ETFs. I hope that you found it insightful and valuable for your investment journey. Please join me next time as I explore more strategies and insights to help you navigate the world of personal finance and investing. If you have any questions or topics that you would like me to cover in future episodes, please don't hesitate to reach out via WhatsApp at 072 586 2827. Your feedback will help to drive the direction of this podcast, and I'm here to support you every step of the way. Thanks for listening, and until next time, happy investing.